Don't waste your time. Learn to manage that time. If you understand something, then let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between mountains and rivers, lived a man named Daniel. Daniel wasn't wealthy, nor was he particularly talented in any way that stood out, but he possessed something far more valuable than money or fame: the desire to be better. He had dreams, big dreams, but like so many others, he felt constantly defeated by time. It slipped through his fingers like sand. His goals, left unachieved. His aspirations, merely whispers in the wind. One day, while walking through the town square, Daniel met an old, wise watchmaker. The man had spent his life crafting clocks, and it was said that his creations never missed a beat. Drawn by the beauty of the craftsmanship, Daniel entered the shop. The watchmaker looked up from his work and smiled. "You seem troubled, my friend," he said, his voice as steady as the ticking clocks around him. "I feel like time is always against me," Daniel confessed. "No matter how hard I try, I can never catch up. My days slip away, and my dreams seem further out of reach." The watchmaker nodded knowingly. "Most people live their lives like you, chasing time, never realizing that time isn't the enemy. It's how you use it that matters." He stood up, walked over to a large clock on the wall, and said, "Time is like this clock, constant, dependable, and fair. It doesn't speed up for anyone, nor does it slow down. But if you learn how to master your moments, time becomes your greatest ally." Curious, Daniel asked, "How can I do that? How can I turn time into my ally?" The watchmaker leaned in and said, "It's not about having time, Daniel. It's about making time. Every morning, when the sun rises, you're given the same 24 hours as everyone else. 24 blank pages in your book of life. What you choose to write on those pages is entirely up to you. Successful people don't have more time than others. They simply understand its value." He continued, "Prioritize. What matters most? Focus your energy on that. Every task, every minute spent doing something that doesn't bring you closer to your goal is a moment wasted." Daniel thought about this. He had spent hours on distractions, things that didn't matter in the grand scheme of his life. He realized how often he said yes to things that pulled him away from his true purpose. Seeing the change in Daniel's expression, the watchmaker smiled. "There's something else," he said. "People think they need to do everything at once, but true mastery of time comes from consistency, not chaos. Focus on one task, one goal at a time, and give it your all. A single drop of water may seem small, but over time, it can carve out the strongest of rocks." Daniel left the shop with a renewed sense of purpose. He began waking up earlier, dedicating the first hour of his day to his most important goal. He focused on eliminating distractions, saying no to the things that didn't matter. Day by day, hour by hour, he started to feel a shift. His once chaotic life became more structured, more intentional. As the months passed, Daniel saw his dreams come to life. Goals that once seemed impossible were now within reach. He was no longer at war with time. He had learned to dance with it. He understood now that time wasn't something to be beaten. It was something to be honored, respected, and cherished. Every minute, every second was an opportunity. And with this realization, Daniel became unstoppable. The secret wasn't in the clock. The secret was in Daniel all along. So, to anyone who feels like time is slipping away, remember this: time is your canvas, and your life is the masterpiece you're painting. You are the artist, and every moment is a brushstroke. Use it wisely, because the clock, it never stops ticking.